pretty sure we've all seen this one. It's a
Yeah.
Guardians Volume 3.
Absolute banger.
I saw this in a plane, so I don't have much to say about it.
Unfortunate.
I need to rewatch it.
This is minimum highly recommended.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah, I'll reserve.
And I think I'd even go as far as to put it peak cinema.
I would probably put it peak cinema.
Cinema. Yeah, and we can adjust it as we go along too. But
this is an easy super high tier.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can put it in peak cinema for now.
Peak enema.
Yeah, I don't have much to say because again, I watched it with the plane engine blaring in my ears. But
I have a unique experience with this movie where the first time I watched it in the Howl Theater, which is this super crap.
Why did you go there?
The Howl, look, the Howl is fine for most movies, but then you see a movie that's good, and you're like, why did I watch it at the Howl Theater?
Yeah,
That's
right.
fair, actually.
Because then I watched it at the Raleigh Grand, and I cried at the end.
That's as you should, as one does with that movie.
So you know.
Yeah,
I had the sniffles.
It had a great soundtrack.
Incredible
fun visuals,
like usual.
You know, fun characters. The Guardians are always fun. I didn't watch the holiday special, so I didn't know who the dog was, but you know they were.
It didn't really matter.
It was good too, but
what's the dog's name?
Cosmo.
Cosmo, yeah. Cosmo's funny. I liked Cosmo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we've got straight
actual peak cinema.
Straight into the hot takes.
Hold on.
Here.
hold on. Peak cinema is kind of wild. For Barbie.
I also agree.
Barbie to me
it's not peak
it's
cinema.
Peak cinema.
Barbie to me was a fever dream. Absolute fever dream.
That's why it's peak cinema.
So for that, I'll either put it highly recommended or in the rare cocaine tier, because my mouth was agape the entire movie of the BS that was getting pulled.
But it was agape. It was agape on purpose.
Yes.
The filmmaker wanted you to have your mouth agape.
It's true. But you know, go ahead, Esteban.
Yeah, this movie gets worse for me the more I think about it. I still think it's good. I think because this movie has two parts for me. It has the comedy part, which I agree with you guys. Agape the entire movie. was never bored. Very funny movie. I don't like it as a movie with something to say.
That's fair.
Yeah, but that's like 5% of the movie.
It's not, though. They tell Barbie the message constantly, the entire movie. And then America Ferrera sits you down and tells you, the audience, the message verbatim.
That's true.
That is true. Word for word.
That scene's a little bit heavy-handed. But I feel like the rest of the movie's fine.
Am not, you know, and like it's on one hand, it's like I feel like I don't know who it's for, because like I agree with your message, but I need you to spell it out for me. And the people who
I need you to shove it down my throat. You know,
people who need you to spell it out for them aren't watching the movie to begin with.
It's true.
So, yeah. For me, it would be Invited to the Barbecue, but I do think visually.
I would go so far to say a rare cocaine tier.
Rare cocaine tier. I don't think it's that crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
I think it's different from a cocaine tier movie, because
a cocaine tier movie is, I wouldn't say is like a good movie. It's just a crazy.
Yeah, that's
movie.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Barbie
is a good movie.
Okay.
Barbie is legitimately good.
Okay, well then I'm going highly recommended.
Highly recommended.
I would settle for highly recommended.
All right, well, I am outvoted, so I can settle for highly recommended. I think it's very good. What?
Now the movie the
I
cocaine
can't
tier was
believe.
made for.
Yeah.
I wonder where this one's going.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this here. If it'll let me drag the. Hang on. There we go. What do you say about this movie?
There's not much to be said, man. It's a bear high on cocaine, and everyone dies.
It's been so long since I watched it. The only thing I remember is the funny black policeman.
Is his name
roof.
Bob?
Yeah, Bob. That was his name.
Bob was the best character in that movie by far.
He shoots Ice Cube's son. He shoots off his finger.
Great.
And
Bob, the movie started out, I did not like Bob at all. As the movie progressed, Bob was the hero, bro.
Bob was the best character.
Bob was the hero.
Honestly, I think he's the only character I like in that movie.
Me too. Everyone else sucked.
The forest ranger lady was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
But,
but she was annoying.
I guess spoiler. She dies horribly.
I was gonna say she doesn't last long.
Yeah, this one's definitely you watch it under the influence with a group of friends, and you will have a great time.
It's incredible. It's just an absolute masterpiece of deception.
Also, the bear looks pretty good. Like normally with these movies, the CG is
the bear looks like a bear,
but the bear is like, I mean, they did a good job with the bear.
The bear looks good most of the time. Sometimes
it looks good
though.
for what I was expecting.
That's fair.
I was expecting like a Velociraptor pastor movie.
Oh, okay.
Velociraptor pastor.
Or at the very least, like an
Sharknado level
movie or something.
I was thinking Sharknado.
Yeah, something like that. And for that standard, I think the bear looks pretty good.
That's fair.
This one here, this is one of mine. I know you guys have not seen this movie.
I definitely have not. Enlighten me.
So for my job, I have to watch like a bunch of student films, and this is like an actual movie. Like it's an hour and 30 minutes long. It released last year. It's an Indian film. It's an Indian horror film about a horny genie who wants to fuck a guy's wife. Now, from that description, you might think this movie is a cocaine tier movie.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Ouch.
It's boring. It's supposed to be a horror movie. It is never scary. You are not once remotely scared. I don't think it's like an agony level movie. It has like some fun twists, and it is shot well. Like it looks really good, like the cinematography. But the story is not. The story is not.
Dig it now, shit.
The story is not it.
Got you.
The dude wants his factory to be successful, and the genie's like, "Hey, I can help you with that, but I want to fuck your wife." And that's the conflict of the movie.
Dude, that could be such a good comedy.
It would be way like it's for me it's disappointing because it's neither serious enough and good enough to be like actually good, but it's too competent to be like
cocaine tier.
It's not funny.
Yeah,
I was never laughing, so it's disappointing. I
disappointing.
When the opening told me what it was going to be about, I was like, oh, I'm in for something here, but it's not. It let me down.
Damn.
Dang.
Yeah, it's called 10.
It's truly unfortunate.
10 Tirum, I think is the name of the movie. But yeah. Did any of you guys see the Boy and the Heron?
No, I have not.
I need to watch it. Yeah.
Boy and the Heron is really, really good. I will say you need to have watched multiple Ghibli movies before watching it.
Okay.
Because it's very much Miyazaki's send-off film. Like he's not referencing his other things like directly, but like there's like you're watching the movie and like since I've seen like a bunch of his work and I know a little bit about his life, like stuff that happens in the movie, it's like it's very much directly related to his life.
You just get the feeling that like this is
like there's an old man in the movie, and the old man is literally it's just him. Yeah, it's like kind of like him talking about like passing on the torch sort of to a younger generation, and like it's like
Mm,
they shouldn't try and recreate what he did, but like forge their own path.
right.
Hmm.
But it's got like the usual like Ghibli always has great animation. Got great animation, great world. Willem Dafoe is in this as a pelican, and
Willem
Oh,
Dafoe,
he is?
he's a pelican in the movie, and the heron is
incredible.
played by Batman. So that's that's pretty fun too. Um,
Jesus.
Huh.
I think Christian Bale is the main character. So you've got Patrick Bateman, Batman, and Willem Dafoe all in one movie.
Incredible.
But yeah, this one's a peak cinema for me. It's not my favorite movie of the year, but it's definitely I think deserving
It's
of
up
this
there.
spot. It's very very good. Okay, not a movie that I haven't seen. I have now seen Dungeons and Dragons.
That's all you, Messer. I haven't seen it either.
Alright. Pretty good. It's like, I don't know, it just sort of is like this sort of cute little fantasy movie with like more, like with a higher budget than you'd expect. Like it looks really good actually. And the comedy is surprisingly mostly on point, although there's some times where it's just like, yeah,
What are you
you gotta
doing?
move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like overall, I'd say put it in like Invited to the Barbecue. Like it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check it out for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it.
I hope they make a sequel, but they're never going
Interesting.
to because it
I'm
made
glad
no
it
money.
wasn't.
I know it made
Yeah.
like no money, which is unfortunate.
I'm glad it wasn't absolute hot garbage, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad the D&D movie was good. Oh, I haven't seen this one either.
I haven't either.
Wait, have none of us seen it?
Hayden?
Which one? Oh,
FNAF
I have.
movie. Oh,
Yeah,
you have. Okay, I
I
was like,
have. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. The movie itself depends on who sees the movie. If you are someone who was not deeply involved in FNAF lore or FNAF universe or any of the games or anything, you're just going to think this movie's mid. And that's fair. However, if you do know of the lore, you'll recognize the characters and you'll be all excited about what's happening. And I think this movie was made directly for the fans. And so for that, I will give it net positive.
all right.
It's not the best, but it serves its purpose in giving an homage to the fan base and all the people who love the franchise. And I think that's all it really needed to do. So in that aspect, it did a good job. Plus, it has Matt Pet in it. Like, come on. Moving on.
Color Purple. Have y'all seen it?
No.
Nope.
Have you seen the original movie?
No.
Nope. This is not.
Have you read
I
the
don't
book?
think I'm the target audience for the color purple.
I will say it's very much out of place on this list. It's very much. This is like. This is just a real movie. It's a music.
It's a real
It's not.
movie. Okay.
It's like has no. It's not. It's not connected to. It's yeah. Um. It's a musical about these women growing up in the early 1900s. And it's about their different hardships and like sisterhood and how they get through things together. It's got a lot of great stuff in it, and the music's pretty good. All the singers are very good. I have a couple issues with it. I don't think it's perfect. Especially since the main woman, I'm blanking on her name, is married to this horrible human being. He's like
Ah.
he's extremely abusive. Like one of the first scenes in the movie, he tries to like rape her sister.
Oh.
And then in like the last half hour of the movie, they try and give him a redemption arc.
It's just
And
like, nah.
it's like, look, I wasn't against it in premise. I thought it was very interesting to see like someone that terrible try and redeem themselves, because essentially like she leaves and she's like, "You're gonna like suffer like I suffered," and then like God literally hits him with like the plague, unironically.
My God.
But we don't get to see most of it, and that's I think my biggest
Huh.
issue is that the movie shows us so much of him just being this horrible, irredeemable, awful person, and then it kind of skimps over the redemption, and then they're like chill at the end of the movie, and it's like, I don't know, you could have put a little more effort in there to make me want to not dislike this person. But other than that, I think it's very good. I would put it in highly recommended. Has a lot more to say about struggles of women than Barbie does. So,
True. What do you mean, man? You can't top Barbie. Come on now.
Here, hang on. I'm just gonna get back there. All right. All right. Now we've all seen this movie.
I think this might be our first.
I think it's a 2-1. I think it's a 2v1.
This might be our biggest disagreement here.
The first agony.
This is gonna be 2v1.
So Hayden, I think you're the defender of this movie. So why don't you start us off?
Look, man.
Why don't you defend this piece of cinema?
It's a kids' movie. What do you expect? Come on. Of course, it's gonna be over the top. Of course, there's gonna be a whole bunch of references.
You know what else is a kids' movie and is on this list? Across the Spider-Verse. We haven't got to it yet.
That is not a kids' movie.
I will say I don't think Across the
It's not a kids' movie in the sense that Mario movie is a kids' movie. Come on, now.
but Ninja Turtles is a kids' movie.
Also on this list. Yeah.
Also on this list.
Okay, I get it. But
Look,
it's not as terrible as you guys think it is.
Look, no, listen. This is my issue with this movie. It's because, one, like, the kids' movie excuse, yeah, whatever. It's like, for me, this movie is very similar, like, to the Trolls movie that I watched the other day.
Lord Almighty, why did you watch that?
Well, see, it's actually for a very similar reason as this one.
Okay.
People hyped up the movie so much.
The third one?
No, yes,
hype
but
up Trolls.
there are people hyping up Trolls to me, but there's also, I'm talking about the Mario movie right now. People hyped up the Mario movie so much. I'm pretty sure it made $1 billion.
Yeah.
And so when that happens, I'm expecting a little more than a Things I Know movie. And when I got a Things I Know movie, I was very unhappy.
That's fair. I didn't go into the movie with the same expectations you did, though.
I expected a movie, and I didn't get a movie. I got a commercial for everything Mario.
There is one redeeming aspect of this whole movie, and it's the star that is suicidal. That's it.
The star is pretty funny.
I forgot about that guy.
Like, like those like edits people make on TikTok where they're like, this person then and this person now.
Yeah.
People were making Illumination edits with like all of Illumination's like past.
It's not
garbage,
that good. It's not
and then
that
they would
good.
Put, like Illumination now, and it'd be clips from the Mario movie, and it makes me upset.
It's not that good.
And I was like, what changed? Okay, they didn't make a fart joke. You know what? It's gone from a 2 out of 10 to a 3 out of 10. But like,
I will say it is better than anything else Illumination has made, except for probably the first Despicable Me.
Yeah, the first Despicable Me, I would say, is better than the Mario.
First Despicable Me is incredible
because it actually
has characters that do things and are dynamic.
It's a movie with characters that you can watch and enjoy.
Yeah, and it's actually like funny at certain points.
Yeah,
which I cannot say I've ever laughed.
I'll agree. The Mario movie isn't the greatest thing ever, but I think that if you're like a 7 to 8 year old child and Mario's your favorite thing ever, and your parents put on the Mario movie, you're gonna like the Mario movie.
Yeah, but if you're 7 to 8 year old
child, you're gonna like. And that is the target audience. That is the target audience, and you can't tell me that's not the target audience.
Now, Hayden, if I walked into a movie theater and I put on Cocomelon, would I get the same effect?
No Honestly, one's arguing that it's not good for 5-year-olds. but that doesn't make it good.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I know, and I'm not trying to say it's net positive. Okay,
Alright, so
I just at least like disappointment here.
I'm gonna vouch for Agony.
I'm going for Agony. I really did not like it. I was.
All right, if it's two to one, just put it Agony.
I can't put it higher. I would much rather watch Horny Genie movie than the Mario movie. And I did not like the Horny Genie movie. So. All right, Ninja Turtle movie. Ninja Turtle. Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Have y'all seen Turtle movie?
That is all you.
All me. Turtle movie is what the Mario movie should be. If you wanted a child's movie that looks, one, the animation is really good. It's a very good looking movie. Two, it's actually funny. Not every joke. There's a lot of jokes in this movie. And not all of them land. But a lot more of them do land than don't. The turtles are Zoomers in this movie, and they talk like a 13-year-old would come across the street talk. They use words like Riz and
that would make me hurt. That would make me hurt so much.
Yeah. So, like, hey, how old is your younger sister?
14.
Yeah, they talk like she would talk.
Lord Almighty.
But this movie has probably the funniest villain I've seen all year, and that is Ice Cube playing Superfly as himself.
Oh.
And it's so funny because like most of the characters, I mean, like the art style is kind of ugly, not like ugly in like a bad way, like it's intentionally grungy, but the characters are still pretty childish, and like other than like a little bit of like throw up humor, I guess, which I didn't like, it's still very much aimed at kids. And then Ice Cube says in a flashback how he almost beat a man to death because he ran at him with a bat. He says, I mollywopped that man within an inch of his life.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
And then he proceeds to do the same thing to one of the turtles, and it's
oh my god!
But like it's played for a laugh. Like you don't see it happening, you just see one of the turtles yell, "Help! He's mollywopping me!" And then you just see the fly beat him in the background.
Incredible.
Yeah, I think it's also really short. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, so
okay,
you can watch it like very, very quickly. I think the final battle in it goes on a little too long, and it doesn't have a lot to say. Like, it has like, bare minimum to say about like, accepting people that look different than you, but there's not really much of a message in this film. It's just kind of funny. So for me, this one's Invited to the Barbecue. It's a fun short watch, not like amazing or anything, but definitely worth checking out if you got like some time to kill and you're looking for some silly animation. All right.
All right.
Feed me Transformers knowledge.
Transformers Rise of the Beast time.
Transformers knowledge.
Have either of you seen this movie?
Transformers.
I have not seen.
I can tell you all about Transformers.
You're probably better off for it.
No.
What about you?
Transformers.
I have not seen anything Transformers. Have you seen Rise of the Beast, Spender?
I've seen the trailer for it.
Yes, I've seen Rise of the Beast, motherfucker. I saw that shit when it came out.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god! All right, hey, you and Messer take it away.
I'm a Transformers kind of super.
He's a Transform head.
Now Messer might know a little bit more about the animated stuff, but I watch a good amount of Transformers shit.
I mean, I've seen all the movies, and
you watched a little bit of the crazier older animated ones. I've seen like Transformers Cybertron, and then like the fucking what was it, the animated series, and then I saw Prime, and then the movies. That's what I've seen.
Please review Rise of Beast for us.
Rise of Beast.
It certainly is a movie where events happen. I don't even. Is there like a tier that is? We should have a tier where it's just nothing. Like it's It is a movie that exists.
Well, no, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I don't
It
even.
wasn't that bad.
It's not that bad. It's not that good either.
Here,
it's
can
like
I add a tier?
It was enjoyable,
Yeah,
and I liked it, and I felt like it was worth seeing for me, I guess.
I don't know.
It's gonna
like
be
I don't
gray
know
tier.
the great. This is a gray movie, so better. I'm gonna.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what I would get out of this movie that I wouldn't get out of a better piece of Transformers media.
I don't know. They kind of tried to go for a more retro design. I didn't mind it. I like the fights. A new interesting villain besides it being just Megatron.
Do you remember the villain's name?
Scourge.
Scourge? Yeah. I don't know if I would call him interesting.
Well, Scourge is. I mean, he's literally just a bounty hunter. He works for fucking.
He's not even. He's just like a. He's like a herald for Unicron.
Well, yeah, he goes around and does his whatever he wants.
I mean, kind of, but he lost to a gorilla. So is he really that cool?
No, Optimus Prime locked in.
Wait, isn't he like? Correct me if I'm wrong. He's
killed
called
him.
Optimus Prime, right? That's his
Yeah,
name.
correct. No. There's actually 2 gorillas. I don't remember what the other one is called. But
no, I think he was called Optimus something, but then he passed on the name because he was like gonna die or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember the humans in this movie are more tolerable than most of the other ones. We don't have a screaming, insane Sam Witwicky situation.
Where'd you get that hat from? Nursing school? So you're nurses and foot powder protectors. Fantastic, yes. We are in the right place. We are in the right place. We are in the right place, and I'm gonna talk to Optimus right now. You're gonna get Optimus out here.
Or
but he was fun.
Situation. Or
but he was funny. He was funny.
He was certainly something. We don't have a Bud Light chugging Cade Yeager.
What do you mean? He was a hell yeah.
He certainly did.
Hell yeah.
Try to not pay his taxes and then try and kill people on his property. That did happen.
What?
Hey, bro. Hey, he listened to Vegeta. That's all I'm gonna say.
He certainly wasn't a big fan of the government. That's true. Yeah, I don't. Rise of Beasts. That's going. I mean, you know my. Look, it's going. It's a movie that exists.
I have to put it. Next up, we have Oppenheimer.
It's gotta be peak cinema.
It's
gotta be.
Drop down here. He dropped down here. He dropped the hatch.
I guess it would be top 2 tiers, but I also haven't really seen it.
Personally, it's going and invited to the barbecue for me.
That motherfucker is.
Wow.
Sounds
like you didn't fire enough neurons, Messer, to watch the movie.
Yeah, we all watched it together.
Oh, okay then. I guess if you guys think of that, then I guess. But I just never heard anyone really talk about it after they watched it. They just said it was good. They didn't really go, "Oh my god!" Like.
It's because it required a lot of neurons.
I really like this movie. But I would be interested. I would say the only critique I've heard about it is a critique that I don't really understand. Some people complain that doesn't show Japanese perspective, and I wouldn't want.
But why would it?
I wouldn't want this to be the movie to show that.
Yeah, it's Oppenheimer. Also, like what?
Also, like there are tons of movies out there that do show that perspective, made by Japanese studios that you can go watch. So I don't know why you would want the American-made movie to show that.
I'm inclined for peak cinema. It was incredible.
No, he's half. I think he dropped hatch.
It's
maybe.
Just,
I don't know.
I don't know. I like the movie. I just don't know if I like it enough to put it in peak cinema. Like when I watched it, I can't say that I felt as much watching it as watching, I don't know, like a Guardians 3, or like, I don't know if I felt enough that's proportional to how funny I thought Barbie was. Like, I don't know. I just didn't have strong feelings about it afterwards. Like, I thought it was good, but like, I don't know.
For me, I went home and has thought about it for a really, really long time. And I also really like, I'll say one thing that I think for me is a clear sign of a peak cinema movie is if the movie doesn't give you the answer to the question that it asks. Like, I think there's a lot of great movies that, like, they have a theme or something, and they, at the end, they realize they're like, this is what you should think, or the message you should take away from
this is what we want you to think.
Yeah, which I think is fine for a lot of movies.
Yeah,
I think it works good.
I don't know if I agree with this take.
And I think if a movie has, especially a movie that's like complicated as Oppenheimer, I wouldn't want them to arrive at a specific conclusion for it. I think the questions that it asks the audience are much more interesting than any answers that I would say it has to give, if that makes sense.
Sure, I just don't know if I would make a blanket statement about peak cinema movies don't answer the like a general
not like
aspect
in total.
of them.
Yeah, I think you can have good movies either way, and also bad movies. Like you can have a movie that doesn't answer its question because it's too dumb to answer its question, and it doesn't have anything to say.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think this is one of those cases.
I don't think it's one of those cases either. I just don't know. I don't know if it like what it's saying is interesting. I just don't know if it's the most interesting.
For me, it is a peak cinema. Hayden, what do you think?
Peak cinema.
All right. Well, we will throw it in peak cinema.
If you
with a Messer seal of
outvoted.
Yeah. I mean, I was outvoted on Barbie, and Hayden was outvoted on Mario. So now we've all been outvoted on one.
Yeah.
Godzilla -1. Have you guys seen this one?
Nope.
No. This movie is so good. I saw well, you guys literally can't see it right now because it's only in Japan right now, but it had a limited release in the United States for the month of December, and then it had an even more limited re-release of a special black and white edition. That's the one that I saw. And it's really cool. One, because they didn't just turn on a black and white filter. They literally went in frame by frame and adjusted the saturation for everything.
Lord Almighty.
Like visually, the movie looks incredible. Also, they made it for $15 million. That was their budget.
Is that like relatively cheap?
That's insanely cheap. Like
okay.
there are episodes of Marvel shows that cost like $100 million.
It's insanely cheap compared to the companies that can spend infinite money.
No, I'm saying like, but they're like, I'm saying like for a movie like this to cost that little, like Godzilla's not a movie that you can make cheaply. You kind of need a lot of VFX.
Yeah.
So for that visually, it's incredible. Two, the human characters, like, they're not really comparable movies, but I'm going to compare it to Transformers because it makes sense in this context. You know how you don't like the human characters in most Transformers movies?
Yeah.
You actually care about all of the human characters in this movie. They all have actual stakes in the plot and actually interesting things to do. To the point where they're almost more interesting than like Godzilla himself. The main character of this movie is he was a kamikaze bomber who abandoned his mission, and like he gets like such a great arc of like he comes back to his country and everyone's like mad at him because he didn't kill himself basically, and then he has to go on a character arc where like he creates this like found family, and he has to get over his fear of Godzilla, which he does. And then he wants to take revenge on Godzilla, which is already a character arc. But then the movie goes a step farther, and because originally he's scared of Godzilla, he's afraid to die, and then he goes from not being afraid to not being afraid to die, because he wants to take revenge for his country or whatever. But then the movie goes even farther, and he learns that it's more important to live for the people that you care about in your life, as opposed to kill yourself for a country that doesn't care about you.
Thanks.
And I was like, damn, this is from the Atomic Lizard movie. Like, this is so good. So for me, this is a easy peak cinema for me. I think whenever it comes back to the United States, definitely check it out. If they end up like selling it on DVD, I'm probably gonna buy it just because it is that good.
Nice.
Did y'all see Hunger Games movie?
No.
No.
I did.
It's fine.
Did you?
I enjoyed it. It's not as good as the other ones.
Bender, help me out here. Is it here or here?
Hey, I'm with you, Brian.
I can't see the screen.
Is
it net positive or one tier higher?
What's one tier higher again?
Invited to the barbecue.
Vigil's right here. Vigil's right here on one.
I don't know. Like, what is it? Isn't that if you would like have like people over at a barbecue and watch it, or is that like
invited to the barbecue means it's good enough that you would actually recommend it to someone?
It's not. I don't know. I mean,
it's really hard for me. It's like right in between. I don't think
it's a movie that didn't necessarily need to be made, but it did like answer some questions and add some context to things, I guess, for like the other movies. But I don't know. I mean, it could be net.
I think I will say by prequel standards, this movie's pretty good. This is not like a Star Wars prequel or a Hobbit movie prequel or something along those lines where you're like, why was this even made?
Nice.
I think it's good, but yeah, it's definitely not as good as the originals. The games themselves in this movie are not interesting. It's probably the worst part.
Well, yeah, because I feel like that makes sense, though. I feel like,
to be fair, and it's like it is the point. Like the Hunger Games at the time, they weren't like as big as they were.
Boring.
Like it was boring. No one wanted to watch it. And like when you watch it, you're like, I wouldn't want to watch this. This sucks.
Like the reason why it became so good is because Snow made you like get to know all the characters and like do this and that and all the contestants, and that's why it gets so popular by the time we get to Katniss and everybody.
For context, y'all have seen the original Hunger Games movies, right?
Not all of them, but I saw the first one.
The Hunger Games in this movie, they just dump them in a tiny arena. And that's
it was like the 10th Hunger Games. What? They were not very experienced in making.
They dumped them in an arena with like barely any supplies, and most of them like starve to death or get killed in very uninteresting ways.
But that's why it was so boring to everybody. Like all the people in like the Capitol.
That's actually a plot point. It's like they're like, how do we make people watch the children kill themselves? Because right now, no one wants to watch it.
Isn't there a point in that movie where they just dump a ton of snakes?
I would say that was pretty. That was the not president. She's not. I don't know if she's a president. She might. I think she's the president of the nation, or the lady in charge. She's like Snow's mentor.
The doctor lady.
Yeah, with the red gloves.
She was just like a game maker or some shit.
I thought.
I don't know if she was a game maker, but she like made all like the. She made like all like the poisons and like animals and like shit like that.
Yeah, there's a crazy doctor lady, and she dumps a bunch of snakes, and that's how the rest of the contestants get killed, except for our contestant because she sings, and it makes the snakes calm. And
I fucking can't shoot!
To the snakes.
Yes, actually, she sings a lot. In them,
yeah, but it's not why she lived though. That's not why. That's why everyone thinks why she lived. No, it isn't.
Oh,
it's because he put that handkerchief in the fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It's because they had her scent and they weren't gonna hurt her. But that's what everyone thought. Right. Oh my god, her voice is so good. She made snakes not fucking attack her. They saw her as like they put her on a pedestal.
Yeah. It's alright. I can put it about it.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't.
It's definitely.
I was torn.
It has some stuff I don't like in it, and it has some stuff that I do like. But I think overall,
yeah,
it's not
I do think I wouldn't mind putting net positive, like you said, because there's more good than bad. But I wouldn't mind watching that movie again. I mean, it had some interesting things. I would
rewatch it because I'd say that when I watched this, I was like cooking, so like my attention was not 100% given. So I think I could definitely get some more for rewatch. All right, well, moving on, we've got John Wick Chapter 4.
Fire, absolute fire.
Haven't seen it.
Incredible.
I haven't watched the fourth one yet. And I know that shit's peak. The fuck?
It's so good.
Highly recommended.
Very highly recommended. I'm not gonna say peak cinema because of the other movies we have there. John Wick 4 isn't as much about sending a message as it is about John Wick killing everybody.
John Wick 4 isn't saying anything. It's just trying to show you John Wick in the coolest situations possible.
And let me tell you, them situations are pretty damn cool. So it's got to be highly recommended.
All right,
there's a top-down scene where John Wick gets a hold of a dragon's breath shotgun, and my God,
I've seen that. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
My God.
There's that, and then he rolls
down.
No
one stands a chance.
An entire mile-long hill, and it's incredible.
He rolls down a set of stairs for a solid 5 minutes straight, and it is so funny. It is just 5 minutes of him rolling downstairs.
Incredible.
It's incredible.
I need to.
It's so good. It's so good, dude.
Admit a sin here. I've never seen a John Wick movie.
They're all incredible, man. If you just want to sit down and watch Keanu Reeves kill people, go for it, man. John Wick, all the way.
Okay, now we've got
peak cinema. Peak cinema.
Got another peak cinema.
Peak cinema.
What
immediate peak cinema. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Immediate peak cinema.
This one's gonna go up here. No argument here.
I'd rate it higher than Oppenheimer, to be honest.
Do we want to?
Was it Into the Spider-Verse like the? That's the first one, right?
There's Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Is it Across the second one?
Across is the second one. Yes, the third one has not been released.
Okay, dude. Into the Spider-Verse literally changed like animation.
It did.
It literally was so good. It changed. It added a new to animation.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then Across the Spider-Verse came out. Jesus Christ! And then Across the Spider-Verse came out, and it's one of the most insane movies I've ever seen in a theater.
It is the best.
It's so good. I have to rewatch it, dude. I have to watch it again.
I have ever seen.
It's so good.
No animated movie that looks this good. Ever.
And then the plot's good too.
Like, and on top of being that, it's also a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Incredible.
Did you ask about Quantum Mania? No, we don't have that on here because. Did you watch it, Riley?
I watched it in theaters.
Oh, you did.
That's
a decision you made.
Well, I watched it with my family because I.
Was that the Ant-Man one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Could not pay me to watch an Ant-Man movie.
I would put it for reference. I would put it at movie that exists.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Kang was really the only good part about that movie.
He's not here anymore.
He certainly was. Yeah.
Kang certainly was.
He was. Jonathan Majors did something in that movie. I don't know. He did a good job in it. That was kind of the only good part about that movie.
Bottoms is a comedy movie. It's a cocaine tear movie.
Okay.
It's about a fight club of girls at a high school.
Oh.
Oh yeah. You told me about that.
See, there's the characters refer to themselves. The two main characters. They refer to themselves as the ugly, untalented lesbians. And they start a fight club because they want to be able to touch other girls.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cocaine tier. That for sure.
That's like the least insane thing that happens in the movie.
Lord Almighty.
Yeah, it's an easy cocaine tier.
Moving on.
Is this all the movies? I think I forgot to put a movie on here. I watched Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning.
Was Puss in Boots 2 last year?
That came out
That
in
was
2022.
2022.
Was it 2022?
Yeah, 2022.
Okay.
Mission
Because that would have
Impossible.
also been a peak cinema for me.
Mission Impossible, the new one, for me is a highly recommended. It's similar to John Wick in that you're just watching Tom Cruise. You're not watching. I mean, it has a plot, but you're not
You're
watching
just
a
watching
movie for the
Tom Cruise
plot.
kill
You're
people
watching
and
Tom
perform
Cruise
stunts.
attempt to kill himself in the most creative ways imaginable.
He's using the power of Scientology.
This time, he drives a motorcycle off the cliff of a mountain, activates a paraglider, flies onto a moving train, and lands on it through a window, and it's incredible. It's so fun to watch. I don't think it's the best Mission Impossible. I would say Fallout is better. I liked Fallout better than this one, but it's still a great time. Definitely worth checking out. Now we're on to shows. That's all our movies.